pleasure's all mine.
Nice to
as
meet
long
you.
as you pleasure
And
me,
you
so
are...
get to work.
My name is Conrad.
It's the wrong kind of
Conrad Verner.
handshake.
But, do you have time for a quick autograph?
As long as I get to see my signature. I want to see how you can make Strike Shepherd look elegant. Come on. Look at that face, dude. You're not gonna get famous in life in any other fucking way. We gotta embrace this shit.
My wife is going to be so impressed.
You actually look kinda decent. I don't know if it's only in the Legendary Edition that they kinda tried to make Conrad have none of the cons and all of the rad. Cool, not radish. Dude, have some personality. You've earned it with a face like that. Why does he seem the kind to keep a shepherd figurine in a jar, like a little homunculus? Like a little baby shepherd that he can have his way with? In the okay way, not in the sex way. I don't know what you could do to such a tiny little creature. Please tell me you know the significance of the jar. Is this a one man, one jar situation? Is the shepherd gonna get like a very good look at his strawberry alleyway? I don't know how good of a look that Shepherd will even be able to get unless he's got like such a well-trained sphincter that he can unscrew the lid of the jar while it's deep within him. That or it just smashes. Once again, you need a very powerful sphincter. Does the sphincter break or does the glass? War never changes. What's he asking me? We've been needing supplies. Tell me about your colon and your knees.
What column?
You innocent man. When have I ever given off innocent vibes? By the age of 6, I had 200 jars of my own. And through completely unrelated, alleged circumstance, 200 consecutive life sentences. No parole, I'm stuck in study hall. I'm the thing getting studied, mostly vivisected, for science purposes, but they eat the remains. And when they say study, it's more of a telescope being put where a telescope should never be. I don't know what they can see in there, but my tapeworm says hi. He's not being rude, he'd wave if he had the limbo faculties, but he is no more than oblong. Let me see your goods. Get naked, take off the suit. His lack of his knowledge for men's love of mason jars. Is this not a one-man, one-jar situation? Like, what do we... Elkos Combine. Absolutely. There's not a whole lot I can do with that. I was gonna try and do a big funny, but what the hell is an Elkos Combine? Every time you combine, it costs you an elk, I guess. That is the law of equivalent exchange. The recipe for a guy is... water, 30 liters. Carbon, some... elks, 46. And then, like all the rest, get some skin, some ice, or wherever you need. You know, the elk can't do everything for you. He's mostly the referee. He's there to deliberate.
I remember your face.
Really, that's impressive.
Anime voice.
Can't tell one Turian from another.
I love how bitchy and sarcastic they all are. Even though their voice is all the way down here.
What? No,
They all sound so fucking badass, but they're all just, they could be in Mean Girls.
But what do you...
Can't help you.
When is BioWare making Turian Mean Girls, by the way? That is such an untapped market. The whole world wants it. Even though, like, a very small amount of the world knows what fucking Turians are. But it'd sell. Trust me, look at them. They're too fucking pretty not to. And I love, like, their cocksock hats. Like, what is this? Why do the civilian Turians dress like this? They should all be armored up like fuck, because, like, their bodies are basically armor anyway. They put the figurine in the jar, and then they drown it. Remember the tender loving care of many men repairing their figurines with hot glue. Scott, I hate you. They drown it in exactly what you'd think they'd drown it in. How many days does that take? Because you have to be a very impressive man to have, like, an entire mason jar's worth of spunk in a single load, right? In fact, that doesn't sound very healthy. Like, I feel like you're gonna end up looking like the inside of a Dalek as soon as you burst that amount free in one go. Like, you're gonna be working on that for a good couple weeks, right? Maybe even more, depending on, how pathetic you are. No, depending on just how much you're spunking. So, does it curdle? What happens there? At some point, it's bound to become a solid, right? Unless you're refrigerating it. Please, tell me... Let's delve into the mechanics of drowning plastic men in spunk. Honestly, seems like something you would make up and you've never heard of it. Fuck you, Horcrux. Impressive is a word I wouldn't quite use. I cannot fathom the smell. To fill it, I would say months. Persistent, maybe. It depends, right? If someone this dedicated is going to do it at least 5 times a day. With diminishing returns, of course. Or diminishing, it's not returns, it's not coming back to you. You're not reabsorbing that. Although, fuck me, that would be impressive. Actually, you just dip it back in at the end and just use your cock as a straw. I mean, if you got a big date night coming, that's one way to get rid of it. And recycle. And recycling is good for everyone. I remember running into Emily once.
And if it's big, it's something I'd like to hear about.
You reckon they eat lots of pineapple to ensure their figurines only get the best? I mean, you'd hope so, right? Especially if it's a little homunculus. Like, if they've actually... This is the future. This is Mass Effect, right? Like, you don't need figurines anymore. Whatever you get, it's some kind of Black Mirror horrible experiment. It's alive in there. So if you're gonna drown it, if you're gonna let it bathe in your hot, sticky man gunk, you're gonna want to treat it right. Yeah? It's like the equivalent of having a... What the hell is going on in there? Hold on. I guess I survived the most intense fucking battle of a very, very long time. But I didn't save anyone. All I really... It sounds like, from the description, I witnessed horrible things. I hid in a closet somewhere, shivering and pissing and shitting all over the walls. And then someone came along and rescued me. So, like, I survived, yeah. But I'm broken and pathetic. Hold me.
How do you know
with
I'm
your
investigating
breasts,
anything here on the
Asian lady.
I'm a good...
Is this really the biggest story you got? I know I'm a war hero and everything, but what's really gonna make the headlines here? Conrad and his cockstraw. And I'm involved too. I need to stop that. There's a tiny little me drowning in that shit, as delicious as it may be. Like, I don't know. I don't know if they've got pineapples on the Citadel. Is there some kind of horrible Solarian equivalent? In the Mass Effect world, from all you know about it so far, what do you think you can ingest to make your spunk taste nice? Consider it done.
Sounds like a good cause.
I was just informing you of the connotations of 200 jars, you Phil. Okay, yeah, fair enough. That probably did need to happen, huh? So, this is like the sad place for sad people. With absolutely no fucking money. But it's like for where you've got at least a $5 and maybe like a corner and a sad, pissy cardboard box to sleep in. Down below even fucking further, that's where all the murder happens. That's where Fist's den is. I think Ben was actually singing about the cockstraw? What? What? In what situation was Ben singing about the cockstraw? Which of his beautiful, lovely masterpieces does he ever mention sucking up fluids through his own genitals? Reabsorbing, recycling. Rivers in your mouth, maybe? Evergreen? Oh, I really hope he hasn't named it Esmeralda. Oats in the water? Motherfucker was trying to make porridge out of it. The wolves or maybe the black flies come to scavenge? 7 bottles! He's moved on from jars. It's harder to escape the tiny little neck. Small things? All is now harmed. Aw. Keep your head up makes sense. I mean, otherwise you're gonna have to punch in air holes in a liquid, and that's kind of difficult to do, really. Oh, I get what you filth kegs are going on about. Fucking you are the boat that breached in the tail of Conrad. I don't think Conrad can breach shit, and that's why he's got the, it's probably why he's got the jar in the first place. The wife and kids, they're all a sham. They're all made out of various jam containers. Really disappointed no one wants to tell me how terrible their space life was growing up in the space slum. Eating space slime out of the... Michelle! Or Michel. I don't know, the equivalent of space French. I remember you. I like you, I think, probably. Fire containment system. I mean, I like you so much that I'm going to ignore you for as long as I can and steal all your shit. Guide and Ashley. No, there's nothing real. Actually, what does Ashley have to say about the wards? Because you're a bitch to almost everything, but do you like the poor?
You can keep the Presidium. This is where the action is.
She fucking loves it. All the action of starving homeless people bleeding out on the sidewalk. Fucking exciting stuff. This is like space NASCAR for them. Ben cocking about the sing-straw Boppus is good too. So Jorbis is that what the Yanks call Boris Johnson? Or our Lord and Savior Boppus? Incredible. Conrad got breached. That makes sense. But also he has kids. Were they like Maybe they were made in jars. Who knows? Maybe that's how they do it these days. Maybe it's much more acceptable. Maybe scientists saw these terrifying assholes on the internet and was just, maybe there's something to this. And then, you know, that's how humanity thrived. That's why we were accepted into the space age. Thank you, semen-based torturers. The pinnacle of human achievement. Personal question. I know it's how you make test tube babies, but maybe the jar is a nice, happy, much warmer area. I don't know, it's more space. The fetus can hang out, have some friends over. Oh. To be clear, I was talking about the cockstraw breaching. Cockstraw breaching is not how you make test tube babies. I really hope, or I have misunderstood many fucking things. Thank fuck, I despise all forms of children, and will never need to do that anyway.